Good afternoon, Northlake family. It is Friday, August 28th. This is our weekly update. And, since we've been doing this now for the last 3 or 4 weeks, I would say that today's weekly update is probably the most important one I've provided up until this point. We have some really, really critical information that every student, every parent really needs to know. So I'm going to get through the information as quickly as I can, but please take some time to go through this. And then I will have some times available next week actually to meet with parents and students to answer additional questions even before our virtual open house on Thursday. So please take advantage of those, or you can send me an email if you have any additional questions. But I'm going to jump right in. This is extremely important information that I'm providing today. So we've got a lot of different things that we're going to cover. So we're going to jump right on in. All right, so again, our weekly update today is August 28th. And just like any other meeting, we always start with our mission, our vision, and our core values as a campus here at Northlake. So our mission and vision is attached here, and I'm not going to read each of those. I'll leave those up. But two of the words or phrases that really are resonating with me today on this Friday, in our vision statement, just the idea of all students. So a lot of the information today that we're going to provide, the decisions that were made and the conversations that we're having always comes back to making sure that all of our students have the support that they need, the resources that they need. So hopefully you all see that, as we go through this presentation. And then also when we go back to our mission statement, it's academic excellence. So we're balancing a lot of different moving parts here, obviously, as we look ahead to September 8th and what the beginning of the school year is going to look like. But from our end, we know that our students deserve the very best as far as instruction and support, and they need that, like I said, in order to advance. So we're going to provide that to you all. Our campus values, the value that stands out to me today is the word innovative. So I met our teachers, the Northlake teachers, actually, their first day back from summer break was yesterday. So we had a meeting yesterday morning. It was a virtual meeting, and really just cool to kind of to talk to them and really brainstorm just some different creative ways that we're going to provide instruction virtually this upcoming school year. So I know they're really excited. They're working extremely hard, and I'm really proud of them for the hard work that they're doing, to really hit the ground running here as we get closer to September 8th. Campus motto, learners today and leaders tomorrow. So again, that's really important. And those are just, the things that are going to really guide us, like I said, as a campus every single day with every decision we make. Okay, so our virtual learning bell schedule and expectations. So in our last parent meeting, I presented two different options. One was a 55-minute bell schedule. The other was a 95-minute bell schedule. After meeting with parents, after talking to our teachers, this past week, also talking with executive leadership within Dallas ISD and going over some different options, we came up with this bell schedule right here. And I'm really, really excited, and I believe it strongly aligns with really what we're trying to accomplish as a campus in a lot of different ways. So we had to rework some things, obviously, with it being in an online setting. But there are a couple things that I wanted to really point out first. And at the right-hand side of the screen, you can see what we value, right? So we value self-care. And it's really important for our teachers, for our faculty, staff, for our students, our parents, me even as a principal, that we're practicing self-care. It's not healthy to sit in front of a computer screen, or a screen for hours on end at a time, So what we have tried to do with this bell schedule is we've created breaks. You can see that they're actually built into the day. So we have brain breaks periodically built in. And one of the things we actually did this year, which was different from last year, was we even built in a lunch period. So we built in a 30-minute lunch period. It's just really important. When you're sitting and you're engaging and learning for 90, in this case, 75 minutes at a time, that you give yourself 10 minutes to just step away from the screen, to get yourself some food, take a bio break, or whatever it is that needs to be done. But then also really ensuring from an instructional side, and we value instructional time, students are still receiving 375 instructional minutes per high school class. okay? So that far exceeds the minimum requirement of the 240 minutes. And again, we are on an accelerated schedule, so we also have to keep that in mind that the 240 minutes isn't an option for us. Our students would not be getting they wouldn't be getting the tools that they needed in the amount of time that limit would have provided. So the 75 minutes was a time that was actually recommended by one of our parents in our last meeting. And that was kind of what spurred this whole idea. So I believe it was Miss Kim. So shout out to you, or maybe it was Travis. I don't remember, but that kind of led us to this idea, and we just kind of rolled with it. So I know that I said we were going to send out a form for voting, but really after going and looking at the different options, this was the one that we kind of all sat down and said, yes, like this is going to work. And so again, looking at some of the other things that we value, college readiness. So every single day, actually, there is built-in time for our students to actually work on their dual credit online coursework. So they'll work with their advisor. So the day will start with advisory, where we will practice college readiness skills, work on organization, planning, practice some SEL and relationship building, but then it will also lead right into their college work time. So our teachers will be there to support, to provide resources if needed, just to ensure that students have what they need during that time period. And then just support. Again, you can see that it's built in. We have the advisory period to start the day, and then we actually have 70 minutes of tutoring time built into the end of the day. So we probably will gradually ease into that. Obviously within the first week of school, our biggest focus is just making sure that our students have everything they need. But then we also have the tutoring available there as well. So this bell schedule will be posted. And again, I have time set aside next week where I can sit down and talk through, if you have any questions about the bell schedule. I think just some basic expectations. I think things that we want to emphasize today is that live instruction will take place during each class period. So what that means is that the teachers will be logging in and students will be expected to log in and follow their schedule, just like how they would if they were here in the building. So at 8 o'clock, students are going to be expected to log in, have their computers open, access their link, and join the rest of their class in learning. Okay, and that will happen throughout the rest of the day. And we will be taking attendance in each one of those class periods. So again, the biggest thing for us is making sure that there is not a gap, right? And they call it the COVID slide, where last spring they say that, a lot of students, and research actually is supporting this now, is that students lost. They lost, progress that was made prior to that year because of the transition to online learning. And we want to make sure that our students have face-to-face time with our teachers. So that's what this schedule and really our online learning plan encompasses. Students will need a laptop or a Chromebook, and an iPad wouldn't be good enough. A phone is not good enough because students are going to be required to type, and not just for their high school courses, but for their college classes. So there are assignments that are going to require a keyboard. So a laptop, Chromebook, desktop, those would be acceptable items. And if you need an internet hotspot, I sent out some links via Remind to access a hotspot. But please, if you have a need for a hotspot, reach out to me. You can also indicate on the technology survey that was sent out. So again, going back to the importance of Remind, we're sending a lot of information out via Remind. So you have to make sure that you are in those accounts and checking them regularly. So transitioning now to our technology schedule pickup and enrollment support. So this is taking place next week. So Monday through Friday, August 31st through September 4th. Students can pick up a paper copy of their schedule if they want that. Schedules can also be accessed on PowerSchool, but we know some students like the paper copy. Enrollment support. So for whatever reason you're still having, and this is mostly for our incoming freshmen, if you're having issues with enrollment, you can meet with our enrollment specialists. And to pick up technology. So I have to make this clear to our sophomores. This will not be a day where you can swap out your older device for a new device. The only devices that we're distributing is Chromebooks. And the reason for that is there's not going to be a Dallas ISD technician on site. He will not have those devices. We're going to set up a different day for that. But if you need a Chromebook, we can help you out with that. So again, make sure that you complete the Google form, set up your appointment. The appointment is a safety concern, y'all. So we have to make sure that we don't have too many people coming into the building and onto our campus at one time. So the appointments allow us to spread everything out throughout the week instead of having these clusters where people are all showing up at the same time, which creates, like I said, some social distancing concerns there. And again, Remind 101 again for the hotspots and additional information. Enrollment. So again, if for some reason you haven't started enrollment yet, and guys, in order for us to really be able to build a schedule and progress through this process, you have to complete the enrollment. So we've sent out a lot of communication about how to do this, but just here's the step-by-step. So you have to visit dallasisd.org/parent or /enrollment. You need to go onto the parent portal account, either create your account or sign in using a previous account. And then once you are ready for your access ID or your access code, you would email Ms. Cruz, Ms. Fisher, or Ms. Sublett. Our virtual open house. So really, really excited about this, and I know that our teachers are as well. So next Thursday, September 3rd, from 5:30 to 7:30, we will have really a 2-hour open house. And, you know, traditionally, we would have loved to have invited you all to our campus and done this in person. So we had to get creative and innovative. Going back to our core value. And when you see here, if you look at the time, the agenda is included here on the slide. So from 5:30 to 6:30, myself and then also Miss Bangert from Northlake College will be here. I'll be going over the online, kind of just the beginning of the school year type information. And then Miss Bangert's going to deliver the dual credit specific information. All right, we will have translation services available. And then from 6:30 to 7:30, this is actually something really cool. I know our teachers, like I said, are really excited for this as well. A Meet the Teacher night. So we're doing it virtually. Each teacher will have their own individual link that they will use, and then students will basically follow their schedule. So we'll start with advisories, just like you will on the first day of school on September 8th. They will transition to third period, fifth period, and sixth period. So within those 15 minutes, we're going to accomplish a few different things. One, it's going to allow students to obviously meet their teachers, the teacher to meet the student. Students will also receive their Google Classroom codes, their Remind codes, which are really, really important as we look ahead to September 8th. Google Classroom is the learning management system for our campus. So every student, every teacher has a Google Classroom for each of their different class periods. Okay, so this will be the first night where that information will be accessible to students and parents. All of the meetings will take place on either Zoom or Teams. We use Zoom because it has the translation feature for the whole group session. But then because we're transitioning to Microsoft Teams, most of our teachers will be utilizing Teams for the meeting links. So please just make sure that you download those apps ahead of time so that it doesn't kind of cause any delays in the timing. And then additional information and direction. So this is actually the document that we will provide to all of our parents and students prior to the evening. So it has the schedule, it has the directions. And if you see on the second page, it also includes, it'll include the video links. So students will just need their schedule, the links, and then they just figure out who their teacher is. And then they're just following the schedule based on the agenda, right? So advisory, third, fifth, and then sixth period. So again, we are really excited about this event. And some dual credit updates. So classes begin virtually on September 8th, okay? Some of our students will be taking dual credit classes taught by Northlake professors, actually Northlake early college high school teachers who are credentialed to teach dual credit. But then for the majority of our classes, though, are actually taught by Northlake adjunct professors, so Northlake college professors. Big focus for us during the first week is making sure students are able to access everything that they need from a login standpoint. But you can also start working on those things now. So practicing logging in is really, really important. But we'll be helping students calendar out their assignments for the entire semester utilizing a Google Calendar. That'll be a big focus for us so students know when those due dates are. And textbook information. So most of the textbooks now are actually digital. So they're usually accessed through a code. And textbook information this semester is actually going to be emailed directly to the student unless it is a book that is a hard copy textbook. Those books will then be delivered to Northlake. I haven't gotten any, like a an arrival date, or we haven't even really received any textbook information other than the process itself. So when I receive additional textbook information, or if there are any updates that I need to share, I'll do that. But that's how the process is going to look for the fall semester. And again, use our website. So I've referenced this, I know, a million and one different times, but if you're having trouble accessing technology, logging in, utilize our website. Mr. Macias has done a great job here. So if you go to technology and you go to Dallas College Apps, right, it will bring you to this page with a video tutorial, and then also just the different information and the ability to log in and sign in. Okay, so again, really, really helpful tools. Utilize that website. Okay, utilize the website. PowerSchool information. So I sent this information out as well. If you have any issues with PowerSchool, contact Ms. Cruz. All right, she's the go-to person on our campus for enrollment or PowerSchool. If students need to, oh shoot, the picture kind of cut that off. But access IDs and passwords are not available until that information is generated by IT. So if you're a new student, we're just waiting on some of that, and we're getting that information, as we receive it. But for those of you who are coming in from out of district, it tends to take a little longer. So just we appreciate your patience on that. So returning students not knowing how to reset a password, this is the website you need to visit. It's oneaccess.dallasisd.org. Again, I sent this link out via Remind. So again, just re-emphasizing the importance that we are on Remind and checking Remind regularly. So you can reset your password using this website, and then make sure that you set up a recovery email address in the event that you need to have something sent. You could also call this phone number here. So again, some different options here as far as recovering or recovering a password. Parent portal issues, really go to Ms. Cruz, okay, or you can do it from the portal. Within there's an option to do that, okay? And this is the site. So for students that need to reset a password from PowerSchool, when you go to that oneaccess.dallasisd.org, it'll take you to the screen. You can either click Forgot My Password, or you can click Student, or you can call the phone number that is listed there, okay? So those are the steps that you need to take with PowerSchool. Contact information, you can obviously contact me with anything. And I can't promise you I will always 100% have the answers, but I promise you that I will do everything I can to find the person who does, okay? And that's kind of my job here, is to support everybody. But again, please don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns. Ms. Cruz is our enrollment PowerSchool guru. Ms. Fisher and Ms. Sublett are helping out with dual credit enrollment for our new sophomores and our incoming freshmen, but they also do a lot of other things here as well. Dr. Baker is obviously, our counselor. He's done an amazing job getting all of our students scheduled into the courses that they need. I will be available next Monday through Wednesday from 4 to 4:30 each day to answer questions about anything. And it could be about a bell schedule. It can be about dress code, transportation, which we don't need until the 6th. But really anything, it's going to be an open forum. So on Monday through Wednesday of next week, I will be available to answer your questions, whether you're a student or parent. So please, I will send those links out prior, probably shortly to 4 o'clock, just as a reminder. Feel free to jump on those links and ask me some questions, okay, so that we're all on the same page leading up to September 8th. And that's it. That's all that I have for today. So again, just some really, really important information. We will be publishing the bell schedule. It'll be on our website, so students and parents can go ahead and plan. We will be publishing the virtual open house information. All of that information should be posted by the end of the day on Monday. Okay, so it will be up. It will be accessible for everybody to see. And if you have any questions, again, my email address is up here. Please do not hesitate to reach out to myself or another one of our team members. I hope you all have a great weekend. Get some rest, stay safe, and we will talk to you next week. Thank you very much.